We are going to see about the tuples. That is the last concept in the second chapter. What is tuple, children? To implement a pairs. How we are going to implement the pairs? It is going to be a compound data type. It is going to be a compound data type. I am having an example colors. In the book itself they had given colors red, blue and green. How the example is? Let me explain with this what is tuple data type and how we are going to create it. Okay, color is a tuple and red, blue, green is a value. The sequence of value separated by comma with parenthesis. So this is parenthesis and this is comma. So this tuple is going to be a sequence of values and it is going to be separated with the parenthesis and separated with comma, and it should be in the form of parenthesis. So similar to the list, value cannot be changed. For example, color red should not be changed, blue should not be changed and green should not be changed. Because it is not able to be changed, that is, it is called as a tuples. Example in the representation in the form of pairs. In this, nums is a tuple. I am having pair of values because I need it is a compound statement. No, compound statements mean pair of values should be there. So 1 and 2 is a pair of value. So nums 0 means it is a index value. It is a 0 is a index value. 1 is a value for that index. Okay, please try to understand. 0 is nothing but the index value. Here we are having the same example here, no? So this index position is 0, value is 10. Same as like that. Here also we are having a 0th position and 1 is a value. And same as num 1 is a position or the index and 2 is the value. Clear, children? Now let us explain how tuples should be evaluated. In data abstraction, how the structure has been created, how we are going to predict it. For example, I am having a predict red, blue, green. Okay, in this value, how I need to create a class. How I am going to create a class here. Just we are seeing here, I am having a class name. Class is a keyword. We need to use it. In the previous sessions also, in the previous classes also, we read what is class. So class is a keyword. We need to use it. Person is a class name. On that, I am having a values. Creation is a method name and first name is a value. First name and last name is another value. ID is another value. Email is another value. When I am creating a creation method, I get the input for first name, last name, ID and email ID. Okay, how it represents in the, shall I have one example for this person? It is given in the book itself. Check it out. This person is a class name. So I am having a Padmashri, Bhaskar, 994-2222-123 and computerscience@gmail.com. How it should be represented in the flow chart? Let us see here. The person is a class name and that we are having a creation is a function, new data type. Function, it is called as a method also. So in this, these are variables. First name, last name, ID, email are variables. So this is a concept of creating a what? Tuples. Okay, in many cases complex problems are, it should be a multi items where object, it should be treated as an object. Okay, so in this OOPS language, class constructor have a multi-part objects. So class has a multi-part of object. Okay, here we are having another information that person is referred to as a class or a type, while P1 is referred to as an object or an instance. So how I need to call the class from using P1? So we shall have the information here. Your class has a bundled data and the function that work on that data. Clear, children? If you are having any doubts regarding this, please mail me. Thank you so much.